Hi, my name is Kevin Rooker. I'm a clinical marketing specialist here at Civco Medical Solutions, and today I'm going to go over how to assemble and operate your multi-purpose workstation. The multi-purpose workstation comes with two unique setups. One is a right-handed table rail setup, but if you don't have table rails and still want to use the stepper, you certainly can by using the floor mount system. And now I'll demonstrate how to assemble the multi-purpose workstation floor stand. It should have been shipped to you in several parts, and all you're going to need to do is take this tower, this shaft if you will. You'll notice there's 4 holes here, 4 holes here. We want those to line up with the 4 holes here and 4 holes here. So we simply just line them up and drop it in. Then you will have 8 screws. You'll need a Phillips screwdriver and screw these in. And after you've done all 8, if the spring was shipped separately or has fallen out, you'll want to put the spring into the tower with the plug side down. So to complete the assembly of the floor stand, we're simply going to put this horizontal arm adjustment feature into the shaft and tighten with this Y knob. Now this knob also will let you, during the procedure, adjust the height of this to your desired location. And now your floor stand is assembled. To lock the wheels on your multi-purpose workstation to make it stable during the procedure, simply push these down, all 3 of them, and when you're ready to move the workstation later, again, just release these and you'll be able to roll it to wherever you want. To attach the rail mount for the multi-purpose workstation LP configuration, just take the mount, slide it onto the rail, and then tighten. And then you're ready to go. To attach the adjustment arm of the multi-purpose workstation LP to the rail mount, just simply look for the triangular shape here, the triangular shape here, place it inside, and then tighten the screw here, and it's ready to go. To make vertical adjustments on the multi-purpose workstation stabilizer, simply turn this knob where it attaches to the table. Counterclockwise will lower the arm, clockwise will raise the arm. To attach the multi-purpose workstation stepper to the floor stand, look for the hex shaft attachment. Then you'll also notice a hexagon-shaped object underneath the stepper and also this tightening knob. So we'll just match these 2 up. Be sure to slide it all the way over until it stops and then tighten it with the knob underneath. To place the probe inside of the multi-purpose workstation stepper, be sure that this tightening knob is loose. This arm comes over, and then place your probe inside the cradle. And again, your cradle is specific to your manufacturer, so each one is going to be a little different, and you'll need to consult with them to make sure you're getting the right one. Then we'll put the arm back over and simply tighten this down, and then your probe is in place and ready to use. A couple of other controls you'll want to be aware of with your multi-purpose workstation stepper. To advance the probe into the patient, simply turn these wheels on either side of the stepper, and then when you want to move the probe back out, simply step back out this way. To rotate the cradle during the procedure, you can simply grasp it from the top and rotate this direction, or you may find it easier to use the cradle extension, which goes right into the back of the cradle and then allows you to, with one hand, rotate it this way or rotate it this way. To remove the cradle from the multi-purpose workstation stepper, simply grab onto it and rotate it off to one side until it comes clear of the stepper itself. Then when you're ready to put it back on, align these 2 grooves with these pegs at the bottom of the cradle, and it'll pop right back in place. Next, we'll place the endocavity balloon onto the probe itself. So we'll take the balloon out of its case, and it's important to note that the endocavity balloon, its main purpose is to position the prostate. Now, with the fluid around the prostate during imaging, that may in fact improve the image, but the number one reason for using the endocavity balloon is to be able to position the prostate properly there on the ultrasound screen. So what we'll want to do is put a small amount of gel right here on the end of the probe, and then the balloon has a stiff part and kind of a loosened part. We want that loosened or smoother part where the probe elements are. Slide the probe cover all the way down, making sure that the non-stiff part is where the transducer elements are. Then we'll hook this onto a 20 or 30 cc syringe full of fluid. And I like to fill it this way because what we're trying to do is get all of the air out of the balloon. So if we fill it this way, then the air will come to the top, and sometimes we may even need to tap it a couple of times. Then we'll pull the fluid back out, with it coming all the air, and we may need to do that 2 or 3 times to get all the air removed out of the cover. Now we'll drape the system, and it should be noted at this point I would normally be sterile. I would have sterile gloves, gown on, etc. But for today's demonstration, we'll just imagine that's happening. So the sterile drape comes packaged sterile. So non-sterile person would open it, put it onto the table. You'll notice it's labeled top, so I want to hold that part up as I unfold. You'll also notice a couple of yellow dots and a red arrow. The red arrow will be pointing towards the patient. There will be a hole there for the probe to go through. The yellow dots just in front of them are a couple of X's that you'll see in a close-up that will go over the holes for the grid. So I'll continue to open it up. Place this over the front. Again, the hole going towards or the arrow going towards the patient. The yellow dots will be right just behind the posts for the grid. There are taped pieces here, so I can tape in front. There are 2 of those. That helps protect the stepper during the procedure. And now as I line these up, again the X's are right in front. I'll open the grid. Important to note the grid comes with 2 sides, an A to G side and an A to M side. You can check our instructions for use to see which side should be facing you during the procedure. It's dependent on what ultrasound system that you're actually using. So I'll line the little X's up, and then I just push the grid in and lock it into place. And now we're ready to do our procedure. To adjust the arm on the multipurpose workstation, be sure you have a hold of the stepper first. Once you have a firm hold on that, then you can turn this counterclockwise, loosen this knob, and now this is free floating, and we'll position the probe right outside the patient's rectum. Then we'll tighten that knob back down so that the probe won't move during the procedure. Now, from the outside, if you're sterile, or you can reach underneath, we're going to step the probe into the patient. Once the probe is where it needs to be, and now we want to move the grid, small screw on the side of the stepper here, we're going to loosen that. Then we can advance the grid up to the patient's perineum, and then we'll tighten that screw back down so that the grid won't move during the procedure. When we're all finished, we can move the grid back if we want to, and then we'll just move the stepper back this way to bring the probe back out of the patient. And once the probe's on the outside of the patient now, again, we're going to grab a hold of the stepper, loosen the knob, and we can move it away completely. And at this point then we can remove the drape and the grid. Once the procedure is completed, reach under the drape, unlock the grid. Because the drape and the grid are disposable, I'm going to take them off, dispose of them properly. Then I'll take the probe out of the cradle, remove the cover, and send the probe off to be first cleaned and then high-level disinfected. And you'll of course need to check with your ultrasound manufacturer for any specific instructions on high-level disinfection of their probes. Thank you for watching. Should you have any additional questions, please feel free to contact us using the information you see on the screen.